scheduled in the bottom of the ninth. Look out!
Hit back goes Almora, warning track, and he made the catch, then he dropped it.
Please join us in a moment of silence in memory of Tyler Skaggs.
Baseball has been captivating fans for over a century, give or take. But beneath the ballpark lights and iconic home runs, there's a truth that may not be so easy to digest. Baseball has never been more dangerous than it is today. Flamethrowers from pitchers. We all know that pitchers throw fast, but just how fast can they launch that tiny, hard ball? Lately, pitchers are faster than ever, and it's putting batters in a dangerous spot. Take Aroldis Chapman, for example, who once unleashed a pitch clocking in at a mind-boggling 105.1 miles per hour in 2010.
Wow. 105.
Well, that's his best, for sure.
That's faster than most speeding cars on the freeway, too. A ball coming at you that fast leaves almost no time to react, with batters having mere fractions of a second to act. This turns every at-bat into a high-speed gamble, leaving batters vulnerable to very serious injuries. A tragic example is Josh Donaldson getting hit square in the face by a pitch from Kelvin Herrera at a game in 2016.
Scheduled in the bottom of the ninth. Look out!
Flying broken bats. I bet you've heard the crack of a bat during a game and thought nothing of it. Well, this might get you to start paying attention. Broken bats have the ability to turn into lethal projectiles. Modern bats are designed to be lightweight but powerful, yet when they shatter, shards can fly in any direction. In 2016, a piece of a shattered bat struck Tyler Colvin. Initially, it didn't seem like much, but he had to be rushed to the hospital for fear of a collapsed lung. He definitely didn't think things would get this intense before he played the game. A broken bat shard nailed him as he was hustling from third base. That splinter poked a tiny hole in his chest, coming really close to his heart. Colvin managed to cross home plate before they whisked him off to the hospital, where they jammed a chest tube in to stop his lung from collapsing.
You watch the barrel of the bat goes right down the third baseline. Colvin watching the ball.
Ooh. Oh, man.
The 162-game grind. Baseball players endure one of the longest and most grueling seasons in sports. In the world of sports, just a few things compare to the endurance test that is Major League Baseball's 162-game regular season. There are 162 games spread across roughly 6 months, with players frequently on the road, traveling from one city to another, and living out of their packed suitcases. This is a routine that can wear down even the most fit athletes, and it's no news that this schedule takes a toll on their physical and mental well-being. Let's consider the physical demands of playing 162 games. Baseball is a sport that requires players to exert themselves at maximum effort in short bursts of activity. Whether it's sprinting to catch a fly ball in the outfield, sliding into bases, or delivering a pitch at full force. These bursts of physical activity are intense, but also infused with periods of waiting, which can be physically taxing in their own right. As the season progresses, players experience muscle soreness, joint pain, and general wear and tear from the daily grind. Minor injuries, if not managed properly, can escalate into major problems. A nagging shoulder strain from a pitcher can lead to a career-threatening injury if not given the time to heal. In addition, the mental challenges of the 162-game season should not be underestimated. Poor performance can lead to frustration, anxiety, and even depression. The relentless travel schedule, which often involves late-night arrivals and early morning departures, disrupts sleep patterns and adds another layer of stress. A perfect example of the mental strain came in 2019, when pitcher Tyler Skaggs of the Los Angeles Angels tragically passed away. It was later revealed that Skaggs had been battling substance abuse issues, which many speculated were exacerbated by the mental toll of the baseball season. He choked on his own vomit in an overdose.
Please join us in a moment of silence in memory of Tyler Skaggs.
Braving the outfield wall. From a distance, outfield walls appear as they are, mere boundaries of the playing field. However, taking a closer look, these walls have earned a reputation. Any player running to track a fly ball has a looming disaster ahead of him. A collision is almost inevitable. The result is countless injuries, some minor, others life-altering. These have occurred as players have collided with these immovable barriers. The sheer force of the impact can lead to concussions, broken bones, dislocated joints, and even more severe injuries, just like Albert Almora as he crashed headlong into the unforgiving outfield wall.
Goes Almora, warning track, and he made the catch, then he dropped it as he smacked the wall face first. He's hurt.
The fear of colliding with these walls may linger in the minds of outfielders. impacting their confidence and willingness to make daring plays. Sure, outfield walls look harmless from afar, but these massive structures have been responsible for countless injuries over the years. Players chasing down fly balls risk crashing into these walls at full speed, often leading to concussions, broken bones, or worse, dirty slides and dangerous collisions. While sliding into a base may look pretty graceful on TV, it's far from safe. Baseball's love affair with aggressive base running means that players often collide at high speeds. This can result in bone-crushing collisions, especially those not done correctly. In 2018, the Chicago White Sox's Adam Eaton attempted to slide into home plate. This attempt was doomed to fail from the start as he dove headfirst. He dove headfirst right across the infield. Seemingly noticing his mistake mid-dive, he stretches out his arms to perhaps cushion his fall. Gravity just wasn't having it. Eaton slid right across the gritty infield, grazing his arms, his helmet popping off his head in the process, to allow his head to be meshed into the floor properly, face planting into the dirt well before reaching the plate.
And I think it's the helmet and the face plant all in one. Oh.
Hidden pitching injuries. Next up is something you don't see too often when you're watching a game: the pitchers and their secret struggle. This one is not the kind of drama that makes it to the highlight reel, but it's definitely a big deal. So over time, all that throwing can mess up a pitcher's arm, and that can lead to a major surgery called Tommy John surgery. This surgery is known as an ulnar collateral ligament reconstruction. Pitchers often keep this stuff under wraps, risking their long-term health just to stay on the mound. The repeated motion of hurling that baseball at breakneck speeds takes a toll on the arm, especially the delicate ligaments and tendons. Tommy John surgery was named after a famous pitcher who had it back in 1974. It's a procedure where they fix or replace a ligament in the elbow, and it's almost like a rite of passage for pitchers nowadays. It's just one part of the silent battle they're fighting. More than 1,000 pro pitchers have gone through the whole process of getting their pitching elbow's ulnar collateral ligament fixed up since Dr. Frank Jobe did the first one on Tommy John on September 25th, 1974. There are plenty of stories in baseball history where pitchers hid their pain to keep playing. Remember Sandy Koufax? He's a Hall of Famer who pitched through some crazy pain in his career, and it probably had something to do with his early retirement. Too bad Koufax's time didn't have this game-changing surgery. If they had, he might have stuck around and not called it quits in his prime at just 30.
What everyone wants to know, you had the Tommy John surgery back in October. How is the rehab going?
Got right back to practice today, and everything's going well so far.
This silent struggle isn't just for the old-timers. It affects young, up-and-coming pitchers, too. Shohei Ohtani had his surgery done in October 2018 and has since recovered nicely, with rumors of a second surgery in the works. So basically, those pitchers out there are dealing with more than we see. Their arms take a beating, and they're willing to go through hell to stay in the game. Relentless competition and performance-enhancing drugs. The relentless pressure on baseball players to perform at the absolute peak of their abilities hangs over them like a dark cloud. To keep up with all of the fierce competition, some players resort to performance-enhancing drugs, opening the old and rusty Pandora's box of physical and mental health issues. Under the intense scrutiny that today's players face, metrics, fans, coaches, and team owners expect nothing short of excellence. That's where PEDs come into play. These substances promise enhanced strength, speed, and endurance, qualities that can make a massive difference in a game where fractions of a second and a bit more power can be game changers. The temptation to use PEDs to gain a competitive advantage can be overwhelming. The infamous Balco scandal, featuring the likes of Barry Bonds and Jason Giambi, exposed a web of doping that cast a shadow over the sport. Bonds, once a beloved figure, became synonymous with the PED debate as he chased and broke Hank Aaron's home run record.
Deals. And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here.
Another example is the 2013 suspension of Ryan Braun, a former National League MVP who was found guilty of using PEDs. Braun's fall from grace was a stark reminder of how PEDs can tarnish a player's reputation and career.
I hope that Ryan Braun is forever remembered as the most despicable liar in the history of baseball.
The consequences of PED use go beyond just reputational damage. They can lead to severe health issues, including heart problems, liver damage, and psychological distress. The pressures of maintaining peak performance while dealing with the physical and emotional toll of PED use create a fatal cycle that can endanger a player's well-being. Baseball is a high-stakes game with danger lurking around every corner. So as you enjoy the next game, note that beneath the surface, baseball is a thrilling world where players put it all on the line for our entertainment.